true.
All right, we are here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is Scott Docterman with Land of 10. We're joined by Henry Geil, running back for the Hawkeyes, number 30. Is that
Let's hope so.
Okay. And Jack Plumb. And you're going to be a tackle. And what's your number, do you think, coming in?
79, I think.
79, okay. Sean Welsh's number.
Yeah.
I told you.
So I guess first things first, it was about 70 degrees today, and then there's still snow everywhere. So when was the last snowstorm, and are you guys about done with it?
I think last weekend, or like not yesterday, as in Sunday, or 2 days ago on Sunday, whatever,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, there's a big snowstorm. We got like 24 inches, I think it was, and it's finally starting to melt away with the nice weather this week.
It's been nice for like 4 days, and the snow still hasn't come anywhere. It's still right here. It's like haunting us.
I'm sure it is.
It is.
Well, you guys, how many times have you guys been to Iowa City, both on unofficial visits, your official visit, and then now coming down? Like you were down the other day for the spring practice.
I know I've been there like 5 to 10 times, probably like somewhere like 7, 8. Yeah, starting my junior year in the fall, not the fall, the winter, like February, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there about 5 times, I think. It gets better every time I go.
Okay.
Can't wait to be there for real now.
I'm sure, did you guys kind of get a little bit more of a jump on Friday night seeing practice outside at Kinnick Stadium and knowing that that's going to be you in 4 months?
Yeah, it was really cool seeing them again in Kinnick and being in Kinnick again, and I can't wait for the first game day.
Okay. What about you?
I mean, I'm excited to go, to be honest. Like, it's cool being in high school and like wrapping this up with your friends, but like at the same time, it's like it made me like I was like itching to go because I was looking at all the players and all that stuff, and it turns out that like they're not that much different than me. That's why I'm doing this. Because the only thing that separates me and them is that they can grow beards. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try mine too. I'm gonna try something. I need that little mental edge to get me through the long 2 days.
Okay. And you've got one yourself. I think you've had one for a while.
Since like 3rd grade, he has.
Well, we've got a couple of questions already here from Sam Thompson. You guys walleye fish?
Yeah, well, my grandma lives on a lake. It's mostly bass, but every once in a while I'll catch a walleye, and it's great walleye fish in there too.
I don't, but a lot of my friends do. One of them lives like on the bay, so we be on ice fishing with him. He fishes almost every weekend, so fishing is like a big part of what we do.
Okay. Both of you guys do it a lot then?
I don't do it a lot, but I definitely have.
I know when I talked to Cody Ince, he said that, he was like on an ice fishing team or something and killed a bear. And
they don't do anything up there. Of course he's killing bear. We can't kill, we're in Green Bay, we can't kill bears. We can't kill bears, but.
Except twice a year, right?
Yeah.
That was smooth.
Eugene asks, what drew you guys to Iowa?
My story's probably way weirder than yours.
All right, well, for me, it was just a great family feel. Every time I was there, they were my first big offer, so that meant a lot to me. And their tradition of pulling tight ends to offensive linemen and putting them into the NFL is just something I couldn't pass up.
Okay. And how about you?
For me, it was more like they were my second offer after Iowa State. And it was kind of like the first offer that I had that was like, high profile. Like, obviously Iowa State was still coming up or whatever, so they didn't really have that name yet. But, they offered me, and then they didn't pressure me about it. And, some of the other programs, like even the ones that didn't, I wouldn't say they couldn't like compete like for my commitment, but like schools, I'm not going to name them, but like smaller skill schools were like trying to press me for my commitment. I was like, if the bigger skill schools aren't doing that, why? And then I just compared the bigger schools that kind of were and were not, and then Iowa fit the bill for everything that I wanted, so it wasn't a hard choice, so I committed so early.
Okay, all right. Mark asks, "What's your favorite kind of cheese?"
Dude, all cheese is good cheese except for like the smelly cheese. If it smells like a sock, don't eat it.
Like Limburger, I think it is.
I'm like the classic cheddar cheese.
Okay. There's also some comments here. Delbert says, very proud to see you two wear the black and gold. John says, "Go Hawks." See, John says Wisconsin sucks, so I think that means the Badgers.
The state or the Badgers?
I think he means the Badgers.
Oh yeah, I don't like them either.
Yeah, you guys have to drive past Madison every time you come to Iowa City. You know, has your attitude towards the Badgers changed over the last year and a half?
Well, I grew up liking the Badgers a little bit, but now I'm black and gold all the way, for sure.
Yeah, it's quite the rivalry. So it's you know, Iowa has 4 main rivals, but that one's the most physical game in the Big Ten every year. Is Iowa Wisconsin? It's like 2 lumberjacks slugging it out in the county bars. Alex says, "What kind of season are you guys expecting this year?" I would say probably individually. What do you expect for yourself? Jack, we'll start with you.
I'm most likely going to redshirt, so I'm going to just focus on getting bigger and bulking up to be an offensive lineman, then just working hard in the weight room and getting the plays down.
Now you're 6'8", and what's your weight right now?
I'm about 255 right now.
Okay, so you're going to be on the Doyle plan of, you know, but he does it in increments. It's not like, hey, here you go, eat 15 cheeseburgers, or anything like that. So. And then Henry, I think you expect to play this year.
Yeah, I guess kind of like what I expect from the season is, obviously I'm going to go in and, like I love Torrin and Ivory, but I want the spot. I mean, whether or not I get it, that's not up to my choice. But I'm going to stick to Torrin's hip, especially Ivory too, and just see what they have to offer and try to like withdraw from their game. What I want to put into mine. And, I guess I'm not expecting a whole lot as far as like production goes because I don't really know where my role is yet. But I hope to make the most of what I can do.
Yeah, and you're what, probably 6'1", 215?
Like 6 feet, 6'15". I'm not. The 1 inch was just for the recruiting stuff.
Oh.
That's why I cut my hair so long.
Well, with a guy named Ahmad Wagner who played basketball for 3 years, he was 6'7". I imagine he'll be 6'5.5" on the football field. So that's a good wide receiver. Casey says, "My son is looking forward to the tailgate picnic this Saturday." I don't know if there's a tailgate picnic for underclassmen, I would assume. Other people are giving you claps. That's Emma Ferguson and Andrew Nabert. And Marcus says, "It's good to see Wisconsin kids making great life decisions. Go Hawks."
That was backhanded compliment.
Well, no, I think you a lot of times there's been a lot of Wisconsin kids coming out of Iowa. Nate Stanley, of course, Davion Nixon, Cody. What do you think? First of all, do you guys communicate often among each other?
And Wisconsin kids?
Yeah.
When we go there, you can tell like there's like a little Wisconsin like connection. I guess you could say like Davion's parents knew us before we knew them, and Ryan, the punter, Ryan Gisande, I think I said his name right. He was like, "Oh, where do you go?" And I was like, "Preble," and he was like, "Oh, yeah," and he started talking to me about all that stuff. So it's cool to talk to people about that because, like, I mean, I guess the only reason we really talk about it so much is because there's not too many of us, relative to all the people from Iowa that are on the team and stuff like that, and like wherever it may be. So it's always good to have a laugh like that.
Yeah, definitely. So Tammy says, "Go Hawks," and Steven asks, and this is a good time for you guys to brag a little bit. Did you guys play other sports in high school?
I thought you were going to ask if we played each other.
Yeah, I played basketball and track all 4 years, and then I did track my junior and senior year.
Yeah, you're shot put and discus, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What, all-state basketball too? Is that right?
Yep. I had a pretty good basketball season this year.
Yeah, you had offers to go play basketball, is that right?
I had a few offers.
And then what made you decide to go football?
I had 2 offers from UWGB and UW Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I thought I was a basketball player all the way, and then these football ones started coming in, and it's pretty tough to turn down a Big Ten school for a littler school like UWGB, but in the end I thought I could make a better career out of football than basketball.
Yeah. So you pretty much, if you went to UW Milwaukee or GB, do you think, you maybe play pro ball, but maybe not NBA, but
right.
If you turn into a left tackle at Iowa, that's kind of a $10 million position.
Exactly.
So Roy says, can't wait to see you guys play. You you guys go to different schools, and your guys are rival schools, Bayport and Preble? I'm sorry if I get it wrong. Preble. So what's, how long have you guys known each other or known of each other athletically, and then how often have you competed against one another?
I know Jack probably longer than he's known me because he was 6 feet before I was like walking. But, so I always knew of Jack. I played like there's like no school choice. Like it's not like here when you play like middle school sports. It's not like you're from this school so you have to go play here. Like we had kids from like Swamico that would play in like the east side of Green Bay, like in our leagues and stuff like that. So it wasn't uncommon to meet people that weren't from where you live. So like I always see him like at like maybe like a basketball tournament or something, but like that's the only place we really connected because at the time like our football leagues didn't play each other, so I didn't really play against him until we don't talk about that. We talked about the junior year one because we almost won that one, but we never played after that.
Well, to make sure you guys both have we'll start it off with both you guys made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that. So great year for both of you. When did you know about Henry, and when did you meet him?
Like you said, I've known of him, but the first time I talked to him, we were at a track meet, and he had committed to Iowa, and I was walking the shot put ring, and he was walking to the start for the 100-meter dash, and he said, hey, if Iowa offers, pull the trigger and commit right away. In my head, I was thinking, you better tell the coaches to offer me then, because I didn't have an offer at the time. But then, ever since then, we've just been in touch, and now we've been talking a lot since we've both committed there.
I got the inside scoop you didn't know. I knew the whole time.
So then you guys just started to text, once you did get the offer and everything?
Yeah, because, Tim was on me like a hawk. Not no pun intended. Like he was literally on me like a hawk. Like, I remember we were at, like, the tailgate or whatever before he had committed. I think he went with his dad.
Yeah.
He's standing right over there, so I'm pointing. But, say hi. Say hi. Don't leave. Say hi. No, but he was like, finish the deal, and I was like, okay. And so, I had talked to Jack, but it was never about like commit,
yeah.
Because that's just how you lose people.
Yeah.
So, it was easy to talk to him because we had so much to relate to. Because like I could tell him about how I played against a team, and he'd be like, oh yeah, I played the exact same team. You know what I mean? So it was easy. I didn't have to really do much like recruiting as far as like trying to get him to commit because it was more like a friendship. So I think that drew him to Iowa more so than me trying to get him to play with me.
Okay. And then since you both have been committed and then have ultimately signed, have you traveled together to Iowa City just to, or anything?
No, but I always know if he's going to be there, like I know it.
Yeah.
Like I'll ask him if he's going.
And then we always hang out with each other once we get there, but like he said, we've never driven together there.
Okay.
Which is weird because like we don't really hang out like in Green Bay, but we'll hang out in a different state. It's kind of strange. You can come in the room. No, now you're on camera with me saying, come in the room.
Right. Say hi.
Say hi. That's my
mom. Steve brings up, Steve Lampy, he says that he met you when he was with Jeff Jenkins on Friday.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember Steve.
Yep, I do.
Okay. Yep. Steve's around the program a lot. So
yeah.
he
seems like a great fan and a lot of energy all the time.
Oh, definitely. Quinn says, what former or current Iowa player do you think your skill set replicates the most? I'll start with you, Henry.
All right. I wouldn't really say one specific player, but if I had to pick one, I would say probably like Tavian Banks. If you guys know who that is. I know you do. I know you do.
I played against him in high school.
How'd that work out?
Beat him once. Last game I ever played, lost. So. He was pretty good.
Able to tackle him, so that's kudos to you. But being a bigger back, being able to move too. And I'm not like the tallest guy in the world, but by no means am I like light or anything. So I wouldn't be able to compare myself to like Torrin or like Ivory or somebody like that because I really haven't seen them play, and to me they're so much different. But I guess it's easy to make comparisons if you're not like the one that's like actually like executing your skill set. Like is a lot harder to compare yourself because you don't really think about that stuff a lot. But Tavian Banks, if anybody.
Okay. What about you?
I'd say Brian Balaga because he was a tight end in high school as well, and went there and converted to tackle. And they all said I got a lot of the same traits as him as footwork and everything goes, and he was a basketball player in high school as well. So I think our skill sets are about the same.
Yeah. John says, "Congrats, guys, from an old Iowa captain, John Lazar." It was a while ago. Michael Moore says, "What are you guys planning to major in?"
I'm not entirely sure yet. I want to get into coaching. There's not like a coaching major at Iowa.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out what my actual major is going to be.
Okay.
Mine is enterprise leadership, which is what Josie Jewell majored in. And you really can take it any way you want, which is kind of cool. Like, I remember he ended up making like an electric fence, like a collar for cows. So, I mean, I'm not going to, you can look outside, there's no cows there. So that's not my thing. But I hope to be in surgical sales. So,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's Wisconsin and there's snow, but there's no cows in the front yard there. Just like I didn't grow up on a farm either in Iowa, so everybody, that's the first thing they think of. Iowa, you're both farmer. Well, not really. But, Michael says, "Welcome to the Hawkeyes. Good luck and glad to have you." Delbert says, "What was the first thing you noticed about the level of college sports in the Big Ten compared to other schools?"
I'd say just about how big the guys are and physical. I remember being at the first game, or the first practice actually at Iowa, and like just the amount of contact at the line of scrimmage was a lot different than any other practice I've seen at the littler schools or even at a high school level, and just how big the linemen are and everything.
Okay.
a lot of it is that you play against like grown men. Like you can go to like SEC or like not SEC but like Pac-12 or like ACC or something, and you might see some skinny cornerback that'll is there just to like break up passes. But here like the cornerbacks can hit you just as hard as the linebackers. Like obviously watch like Amani Hooker. I know he's a safety, but still like everybody's physical, so you really can't shy away from contact. You have to be just as physical, if not more physical.
Okay. All right. John gives you a thumbs up. Another John says, "Stay away from the girls. Your parents are in the room."
As if.
Yeah, right. Tim Welch says, "Congrats from the Welch family in Iola." Because current son.
Right?
Says,
that's where it comes from. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tim Welch, and he says his current son is a linebacker, Christian Welch's dad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So there's another Wisconsin, connection and everything. So, what do you think you guys bring the Hawkeyes that will help them, even if it's just in a practice or just in special teams next year? What start with you, Jack. What can you do, like probably on the scout team if you're redshirting, that can help prepare Anthony Nelson or AJ Epineza for the upcoming game?
Being from Green Bay, everybody in Green Bay works hard, so I think we'll bring like our hard working skills there and our toughness, because we're tough growing up here and just playing in the FRCC. It's a tough conference, so that's what we can bring.
Okay.
I think another thing is competition, because I know Jack and I know myself, we're both really competitive people, and like you can like go through youth sports, we didn't lose, like we rarely lost. And that's not even me bragging. That's just me like straight up saying like we didn't lose. And so losing, like I know it kills me, and I know it kills Jack too. So both of us don't really accept failure or like the inability to perform. So I think you're gonna get our best rep every single time you go against us. So I think that's gonna in turn make a lot of people better.
Okay. Do you guys, do you play video games much? You play against each other? Like Fortnite, I heard.
I don't know what you're talking about. I play 2K.
2K?
And I'll take any one of these people on this side.
Yeah, I play a little bit of video games. I like to think I'm good, but I'm pretty terrible at every video game.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah. Although you're willing to take everybody off.
I'm good at 2K. That doesn't count as all video games. I'm bad at everything but 2K.
Okay.
Ask my friends.
All right. Fortnite, I heard, is popular. Is that something you guys do at all?
I've tried it, and I'm absolutely terrible, so I gave up on it.
Okay.
My brother plays it all the time, though.
And I guess you have an older sister. Did she compete in college?
Yep, she runs track at Illinois State.
Okay. So that's actually, some of the places aren't that far. Northern Iowa's, an hour roughly from a little over an hour. And you have a younger brother?
I have a younger brother who's a sophomore. Actually, we just raced in the 100-meter dash. We put a steak dinner on the line, and he beat me. So now I own the steak. I thought I had him, but I guess I put on a few too many pounds for him. I thought I had it too.
Your strides are like huge.
And Henry, you have a sophomore brother?
Yeah, he's right there. You want to say hi? Oh, yeah, that's my brother signing. As you can see, he is the best jewelry in the house. Next time, show him the watch. Show him the watch. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, I have a younger brother, and you know, he's a big part of what I do, like why I do it, because, you know, for a long time, because he was always with me when we were playing sports, you know, whether it be like going to like baseball tournaments for like a whole weekend at a time, or like going on visits and stuff like that, he's always tagging along with me. So, I mean, as far as I can take this, because I enjoy spending time with him like that, as far as I can take this, I might as well.
Okay. What do you guys do extracurricular wise, you know, outside of sports?
I eat. Sean? That's us. That's not just me.
It's all him.
Knock it off. Okay. But no, I like, you know, hanging out with my friends. It's different. Like, if you would have asked me that before I got recruited,
yeah,
I would have told you a whole mess of stuff. Not that it's bad, but just that there's so much, I have like more to do.
Mm-hmm.
But now I really can't do much on, like, you know, weekdays, because I have like an hour, and then I have to go right back home and do more homework, more eating and stuff like that. But you know, on weekends I like to just kind of like soak in like the amount of time that I do have left, because like everybody in school is like, oh, I can't wait to get to Saturday. It's one more Saturday towards summer. For me, it's one more Saturday until I don't get to spend another Saturday in my house. So
yeah,
like it's a different viewpoint, so it's different.
Sure. And you're president of what's the program?
Diversity Leadership.
Okay.
Yeah. And
explain a little bit about that.
What it does is, being from a school where we have like 2,500 kids, and our population is like 42% Caucasian, so we have a really diverse student body, ranging from like Somalian people to people from like Ukraine, Russia, to all the way to like South America. So like it's way different, and it's like you have to take advantage of that, being from a school like that. So Diversity Club, I didn't create it. I just, you know, took my term in office, I guess you could say. I am the president of that, and it's mostly like a group that is somewhat of an outreach, you know, for people that, you know, are different, but they are also, you know, open-minded and gifted in the sense that they can understand society, because you can get voices from different, you know, genders, different sexual orientations, different races, ethnicities, and you get them all to talk, you know, that's how people learn. And then you can spread that to the people you talk to. So that's the club that I'm, you know, most passionate about.
Okay. And how about you, Chad?
I'm a part of DECA.
Okay.
I didn't make it to nationals this year, and they're all done at nationals this year, but that was a lot of fun, and that's the only extracurricular thing I'm a part of.
Okay. Steve Lampy says you guys look better in black and gold than red.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I believe you. I believe what you're saying.
I know both states to the west, you know, Iowa and Wisconsin, you know, better dead than red. So I know that's a statement. Of course, then you got on the other side, Nebraska. So.
You're surrounded in red and white, aren't you?
Yeah, and Iowa State's pretty close there, Cardinal red. So, yeah, red's not really allowed in Iowa City except for City High School. So.
As the exception.
Yeah. Clint asks, what one road game are you looking forward to the most in the upcoming years?
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I want Wisconsin, and I want Penn State. I'm going to go to Happy Valley. I'm going to shut them up. You know, I just want to go home and get the heck out of Pennsylvania. And then I want to go to Camp Randall. I want to look all the kids from my school in the eyes as I score a touchdown. And then me and Jack can do something sweet in the end zone, as long as KF allows it. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to the Wisconsin game. Get to play in front of my family and friends. And, you know, that'll definitely be something you have to get used to hearing on the announcements when they call our names. It'll be, oh, they're from Wisconsin and all that stuff. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'd say Wisconsin and Michigan State, because my mom went to Michigan State. So it'd be cool to beat her alma mater. And then Wisconsin, like Henry said, just playing in front of all your friends that go there. And there's two of my teammates from Bayport play at Wisconsin, so it'd be cool to beat them too.
Yeah, it's been, you know, quite a tough grind here the last few years. I know, you know, Iowa won 2 years ago, 15 or whatever, 10-6, and then it was kind of the same game in reverse, you know, the next year, and then last year Josh Jackson played.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there. And
Coach Ferris and Josh got in a little car and just drove to the game.
Yeah, and then
No, the whole team was there.
That was offensively, that was a challenging game for the Hawkeyes. So, Doug says, and you guys talked about it earlier, but we'll revise it for him. Do you know what number you're going to wear? I guess you're going to wear 30. And what's the reason behind 30?
My dad had worn 30 and going up from high school to college, and he didn't finish playing. He didn't finish in college. He didn't finish his full college career. So, I feel like I could bring that, I could carry that on. So, that's my 30.
And 79.
I was 89 in high school because I played tight end, but being a lineman, 79 is the next closest. So that's why I chose 79.
Okay. And if you could ask Jack, if you could ask Henry one question that somebody in Iowa would like to hear an answer to, what would you ask him?
What's your favorite part about Iowa City?
I'd probably have to say either how the campus is separated into sports and academics, or the amount of restaurants and stuff there is to do there. Because I'm not gonna get in my car and drive 45 minutes. I'd end up in a cornfield, but I can walk 10 minutes down out of my dorm and I can see so many different things. For a city that has no true metro, it's as close to a metro as you can get. It almost feels bigger than Green Bay, by a lot, even though we have a lot more range.
Yeah, the Ped Mall is pretty populated, especially during the week, and just wait till the fall when you guys are there. And then, all right, now Henry.
What is the thing that the fans can expect to see from you as far as being a player? What kind of player are you going to show them? If you turn on ESPN and you hear Jack Plumb, what are they going to see?
You'll see a physical, big guy with a pretty killer beard out there.
Big time.
And then hopefully serving pancakes on the field.
I'm be hungry.
And leading, making holes for Henry. And
Yeah.
like he said before, sweet celebrations in the end zone. We'll come up with something good.
Yes, sir. He makes the pancakes and I'm smooth like butter. So that's how that works out. That's how that works out.
There you go. That's pretty good. Michael asks, what did you guys think of the wave to the kids when you first saw it?
It was super cool. I didn't realize what it meant to the kids, and looking back on it at the season, because I was at the Wyoming game, the first game, and I didn't realize what they were doing, but everybody started waving, so we went up and waved, and now looking back on it, it's a super cool experience for the kids, and being a part of it, just waving to them for 10 seconds can change their week and their lives forever. Yeah. It's really cool.
I know it's a big thing for even some freshmen and stuff in school that you just wave to them, and you don't know what they're going through, but to literally see the only reason that kid is getting waved at is because he's going through something, and to see 80,000 hands turn around and wave to him, even the team that he's cheering against go and wave to him, I feel like that definitely makes his stay a little bit better. And I think it takes a lot of stress off the parents too, because it's not easy seeing your kids up in the tubes in them and stuff like that. So I feel like if they feel like somebody outside of their family cares enough to take time out of what they're doing to acknowledge them, I feel like that goes a long way for both people.
Okay. Growing up here, I'm sure you're both Packers fans, and so you season tickets for both of you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What was your favorite Packer game?
Oh, I got mine. I was at the Giants game, the playoff game a couple years ago, and I sit in the whatever end zone is not the one Randall Cobb caught that is when I sit in. So I remember watching, the ball go up in the air. I lost it in the snow, and I was turn around, I was oh, whatever, I'm going to get some nachos or something. I turned around, I see it on the big screen, and Randall Cobb just tiptoes down. I was like, there's no way. And then I made my quick beeline to the visitors tunnel so I could go yell at Odell when you came back. I was like, ooh, I'm not going to reiterate that because that's Packer talk. We get violent. But, yeah, that was my most fun game.
Okay. How about you?
I'm not sure if I have a most fun, but it's always fun bringing some friends that have never been to one when it's snowing and there's 3 feet on the ground.
And they're walking around what am I doing?
And you're sitting on cardboard and everything. But just being a part of the frozen tundra games, those are always really fun. And something you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, a story too. I told you this earlier.
Okay.
The Chad Greenway story is also good too for anybody that's listening. When I was 10 years old, Chad Greenway and Adrian Peterson and Jared Allen were in the visitors tunnel, and it was pregame before they even warmed up. So I ran over there and I said, "Hey Greenway," and I gave him the business. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so he looks at me, and him and AP are just glaring at me, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, these all pros are gonna kill me." And turns out he didn't do anything because he probably would have gotten fired and probably some type of criminal charge. But it was funny when I committed to Iowa. The first thing I thought, I was like, "Oh crap! I hope he doesn't come to the stadium or anything and has to try to talk to me." Because that's the only thing I think of. So that was my best, Hawkeye NFL story, if you could call it that.
What's it going to be like then in training camp if Kirk brings Chad back to speak to everybody, and are you going to have to take a deep breath and
I'd have to use the bathroom that day. Maybe catch me at my worst time. Drink like 5 gallons of Gatorade just before just a pregame for him coming. Have to use the bathroom all day.
Charlie asked, what current Iowa players impressed you the most?
That's a good question.
I'd say Tristan Wirfs, just because of how big he is and how fast he can move and still be athletic at how big he is. I mean, Coach Tim Polasek always calls him a freak, and now I know why. Just seeing him in person and move, and something else how he can move like that and be that big.
I would probably say it's a tie for 2 for me. Amani Hooker and Brandon Smith. Brandon because he has that big body type and being from Mississippi, I think he's from. He could have probably played SEC or been down there, at least trying to make a name for himself in the South. But he came up here, and to his credit is following good footsteps, and he's a bigger receiver, and a lot of the trend is, oh, you're a big guy, you got to talk like Dez, or you got to act like Calvin, but he's just kind of riding his own wave. And then as far as Hook goes, you're not supposed to be 210 pounds moving like that. You're not supposed to be cover skills and nickel skills. You know what I mean? So Hook's like a different breed in my opinion as far as the safeties in the Big Ten go. Denzel Ward was a cornerback, but that's the most versatile player. And now Hook's in the league of his own because he can play anywhere on the field. You can probably line him up at outside linebacker in handful of country player or programs around the country, and he could play. So just his versatility alone is makes you go, whoa, this guy's for real.
Yeah, he could play a hybrid position if they wanted him to. And what he did the other day was I hadn't seen that. I've seen great defensive backs, obviously, for years and years and years, and he's a lot like Desmond King, but he's a little bit
almost
bigger.
Like a Bob Sanders sort of guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
he's bigger than Bob. Taller.
Yeah.
Bob is a missile, but
Bob's an animal.
Yeah, he's probably the most legendary of the Ferentz era.
Bob Sanders.
You bring Bob Sanders up, everybody will give you a high five. I'll just a couple more and then we'll let you go here. Marcus asks, do you have any special pregame routines, favorite songs you listen to get hyped?
You got it?
I know I always listen to Boys of Fall by Ken and Chesney.
Okay.
Before I played every game, and at Bayport we'd always lay in the wrestling room before we played and just mess around, and we'd just hang out and stay relaxed before we played.
We would, as far as a ritual goes, I always have to go. I have a weird order. I'll get my compression shorts and my girdle on, and then I'll go get taped. But I have to be taped with my music, and then I take my music out before I put. It's weird, but I feel favorite song. Our whole team listened to "First Day Out" by T. Grizzly. I don't know if anybody here listening really know what that is. It's a rap song, but we all listen to it and we know every word, every drop, every chorus, everything. So it's fun because you be all serious and then somebody hears those first couple beats and then everybody's music comes off and everybody's just yelling. And so that was probably it's a memory, but I know I'm gonna continue when I'm in college too.
Great. C.J. Beathard's dad wrote Boys of Fall.
Really?
Casey Beathard, yeah.
He wrote it?
Yeah, he's one of the greatest songwriters in Nashville. And his grandfather, Bobby Beathard, is going to the Hall of Fame.
Right. As a CJ didn't need no money coming to the NFL.
Jeez. I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he wrote it for Kenny Chesney. He's known all, Eric Church.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They come to his house all the time. Except Chesney said, I love you, CJ, but I got to root against you when they're playing in the Gator Bowl. Well, Tax Slayer Bowl now, I guess it is, against Tennessee because of that. Doug says, remember to take some Johnsonville brats with you to Iowa City and share with the team.
No. I seen the way they eat. You have to get your own brats.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my own and put in my fridge. Me and Calvin get chill.
Kay says, Bob Sanders, sigh. And Ryan says, Henry, I have high hopes for you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Well, thanks so much, everyone, for watching and providing some questions here. These guys have been great. One of the more fun interviews we've done here. So, again, this is Scott Dochterman from Land of 10, and we will talk to you guys later.